There it is. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Man, I know you guys really don't care what's going on behind the scenes here, but I have been scrambling non-stop for the last 30, or probably 30 minutes to get this stream set up. All kinds of technical issues. Don't ask me why my overwing or my emergency exit door is open right now. I don't know what's going on with that. But, wow, we actually got the stream started on time. Welcome, everybody. Yes, we're not in the 340. We are in the A321 NEO today in a very, very juicy livery, the Peach Air 321. I don't know if I'd call it juicy. It's very unique. I don't know how I'm feeling about this pink, but I had all kinds of issues. I couldn't get my throttles to bind. I couldn't get my number 2 throttle to work, and then I couldn't have the engines load up. I couldn't get the sounds, and then the FT-Sim leap sounds weren't working, so unfortunately we're rocking just the BSS sounds today. But hey, nonetheless, we're in a lovely 321 NEO. We haven't flown this airplane. Now look, I got a Lewis script air. I don't have my volume controls working. Let me go ahead and get rid of that real quick. It's just been, everything was fine, and then the last 30 minutes, chaos ensued. But hey, we're here, we're in a lovely 321. I couldn't believe how long it's been since we've flown a 321 on this channel. It's been quite some time, so I am excited to get back into this airplane. We're going to do our real procedures again. We're going to be in my very own, or not my very own, but I'm very comfortable with this flight deck as it is the one I fly in real life. So good to have everybody on board. Al W, Team Vodka, Cam 321, what's up, sir? Beth, Eagles, good to see you. Christian, what's going on, mate? Good to see you. Hope you are doing better. I don't know why I said mate there. I think I was reading your comment and then I said mate, but I'm definitely not Australian. But I'm glad you're feeling better. Good to see you here. Max Rank, thank you so much for the quick paint job on the engines. They look pretty good, man. I appreciate it. Robert S. in the house as well. Mateo Chewy, Dougal McTavish, good to see you, sir. Niels Christensen, Mr. Martini, and Andy Holman. So, just before we hop into the cockpit and start up this airplane, I wanted to kind of address something that was going on. I don't know where it came from. Well, I know where it came from now, but I was getting, I think, probably 7 or 8 different DMs, maybe even more, throughout the course of yesterday evening about how does the 340 fly compared to the 321, because everyone thinks that it's the same flight model now for some reason. I didn't understand what was going on, and then somebody pointed me to a video that I guess on Twitch there was a discussion about the 340 not being a believable flight model, whatnot. Guys, I can tell you one thing right now. I've never flown the 340. I've got thousands of hours in the 321. And I can tell you that the flight model is not the same. So we can squash that bug right off the bat. And that's kind of why this stream will be good, because we can see this airplane and I can get the hand flying feeling back. So I can kind of compare it to the 340 while it's still fresh in my mind, because we just did 4 340 streams in a row. So I think I like the peach livery on this side better. It's a little less hot pink. I think when the sun's shining, it looks a little too warm. But anyway, here we go. Let's go ahead and get back in this thing here. I'm going to hop into the cockpit. Let's go ahead and fire this airplane up. We are completely cold and dark because I just loaded this airplane in about 30 seconds before we went live. That's why I had a black screen. So anyway, we get to the cockpit. Let's go through our flows here. Landing gear lever down, engine mode selectors off, normal, auto, and that is off. Up to the overhead, let's check our battery voltages, 28.8 across the board. That's good. Battery 1 can come on. Battery 2 is now powered. Battery 2 is on a line. We'll go ahead and let the airplane do a slight battery wake up here. While it's doing that, I'm going to turn these screens up here because I know we're going to have to do that. I don't like to just go battery 1, battery 2, and GPU even in the real airplane. I like to give it a couple seconds. And yes, then we're going to establish AC power. So we got our landing gear lights. You can see they're illuminated now. This is how you can tell if the batteries are on or off, because at first glance you may not know if the batteries are on or off, but now you can see our landing gear lights are on, so we know that the batteries are on. Now we'll go ahead and establish electrical power. That can come online. While that boots up here, I'll continue getting the rest of the screens powered up. I normally like to do that before the stream, and then that way when we fire it up, whoa, seems pretty loud there. Membership celebration, Alfie, what's up, man? He says, love the streams. You're slowly turning this Boeing guy into an Airbus guy, especially with that 340. Alfie, thank you so much for your support, man. 10 months. I appreciate every single month. Thank you, sir. Yes, definitely the 340 is fastly becoming my favorite airplane, but I don't want to just stream it for 2 weeks in a row, so I kind of was taking a break here. I gave it to the commercial members an option to vote on this aircraft, so Thank you, Alfie. Appreciate it. Paul Shoesmith as well. 16-month membership celebration. Thank you, sir. He says this livery is pure yoga. Absolutely. Absolutely. I like it in the low light. I don't know yet about the high light when the sun comes up. We'll see here. Anyway, let's go up with our flows here. Crew supply oxygen can come on. Ground control on. CVR test. Not model. Yes, it's not. Okay, here we go. ADIRS 1. ADIRS 2. ADIRS 3. Wait for that to extinguish up there. Simple Aviator says peach livery looks so nice. Looking forward to the trip, Captain. Simple Aviator. It's definitely growing on me. I'm gonna have to look at it more. We'll look at it more. It's growing on me. When I first loaded in, I was like, wow. But it's kind of growing on me. We'll get plenty of time to look at it here. All right, that's good. That could go off. We'll go auto arm U. We'll leave our fuel tank pumps off for now. We're just gonna go ahead and do our fire test on the APU. Engine fire test 1. Engine fire test 2. Beautiful. Up the right-hand side, everything is cold and dark. Normal, we'll turn that on. PA knob out halfway. We can't really turn it on, but that looks good. Oh, we have some boarding announcements, it sounds like, already. Juicy, juicy Carta engines. Let's hit the like button for the Boeing converts. Yes, Max, I agree. All the Boeing converts, go ahead and hit that like button. All right, 1, 2, 3. I don't want to spend too much time at the gate. Let's go ahead and continue our setups. We'll pop this out. We'll go into plan mode, tune our constraints on, zoom down to about 20 miles or so. Come down here to the McDo. AirX cycle is probably out of date, but we're going to go ahead and rock with it here. All right, we are leaving Korea today. We're going to be departing RKSI. And thank you, Team Vodka, for the grass fix. I think that is what's done it, because right now I'm showing 40 FPS, and my frame's absolutely tanked on that last stream, but I think it was because the scenery had all that volumetric grass, and then I just bricked my GPU. So anyway, we're back. Looks like our frames are holding now. We're going to be operating as Peach 357. One thing I miss already from the 340 is the mouse lag over the McDo here. So I don't have it over the pop-out McDo, but the 3D McDo, you have a little bit of mouse lag. In the 321, you don't have that pretty much at all in the 340, at least that I can tell. Cruise altitude today is flight level 370. Temperature is a minus 51 plus 6, so we're going to call that a minus 50 for our actual temperature aloft. IRS and NIT, align on ref, confirm. Tropopause for our flight this afternoon is going to be at, this is why I like to highlight it, I always forget it where it is. There it is, 37. Wow, it's actually pretty low. Interesting. 37,000 feet for the tropo today. That is set. Ground temp plus 15. Not sure, can we change that? Interesting. Ground temp plus 8. There we go. That is set. All right, here we go. RKSI. Before I do that, what is our weather here? Wow, we got a couple of aircraft out here today. That's nice. On VATSIM. 3018, winds light and variable. So if it's light and variable, let's go ahead and use that to our favor and depart off the closest runway. Vodka. I will never convert to an Airbus guy. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was Beth Eagle says I will never convert to an Airbus guy. I'm forever a Boeing guy. We'll see about that. That 340 comes out. Vodka, your APJ 357. Oh, that's what my call sign should have been. I didn't even see. I ran out of time. I didn't know what the ICAO was for Peach, so I just did PEA. Obviously, I was wrong. Good thing I don't think we. Oh, we have Incheon ground is online. Well, how do you do? Let's go ahead and request 33 left for departure. We'll load that up. I didn't even know we had ATC out here. That's pretty cool. 2175. Let's see if we can hear him talking to anybody. That is cool. First ATC of the Asia Pacific tour. We are going to be departing 33 left on the Egbo 1 Hotel. One Echo. Oh, it's one Egbo Alpha.
Clearance, ready to copy. Ready to copy. Runway 3051, clear to your destination, runway 33 left, Echo 1 Alpha departure, Echo 1 5. Maintain flight level 350, squawk 5506.
Alright, so he's definitely online. That's cool. Travel and Bike, welcome to Commercial Pilot, sir. Glad to have you on. Exclamation point welcome for your new perks at the channel here. Love seeing new members join on the channel. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much. Yankee 697. You could load the airways the same way here. 597. And a Lanat, verify. Yes, it is. A Yankee 39er is our following airway off Mihu. I remember that fix. And we're taking that out to Oscar Yankee Echo. Oscar Yankee Echo is set. Insert. That looks good to me. Wow, it looks like they got us going way out there on that route, but did I file the wrong flight plan? Oh, our job, alternate, there we go. I don't know what we're gonna do into our job. I'm just gonna load up the ILS Zulu 7 with no star. We'll go ahead and leave it just like that for now, because I'm not sure what we're gonna do there. Anyway, we got that set. Secondary, let's do a quick initialization. Riksky, RKSI. Chris Scott says the 321 NEO LR. Yes, it is. And also your call sign is Air Peach. Really? Okay, well I will have to change. Well, I'll just go ahead and call up as Air Peach. That's pretty cool. Riksky, arrival. 3-3 left if we have to come back around. Insert secondary perf. Approach 200 in the DH. Temperature is 8 degrees. Winds, we'll call it calm. And the QNH out here this morning is 3018. Takes kind of a minute to set all this up. Secondary is good, nothing in the RadNav. And NIT B, let's go ahead and do this out here from a little wing view so we can see what's going on. Beautiful, beautiful sunrise in there. Following you quite a while, like the content, it is worth to become supported. Keep it up, Captain. Travel and Bike. Well, I sincerely appreciate that. Hats off to you, sir. Thank you again for becoming a member and supporting the channel. I do sincerely appreciate every single one. I know it seems repetitive at times. You know, I have to keep saying the same thing, but you know, as we get new members on every stream or whatnot, I do, even though it may seem rushed when I say thank you and exclamation point welcome, just remember, I do sincerely mean that I appreciate every single one of your support. So, all right, let's. Why am I forgetting this? So I'm gonna take. Let's just load it up. 244. That seems like an awful lot of people. Let's take like 238, because I've seen that config. I don't know about 244. 238. Let's load this sucker up, shall we? Trying to remember in the it's been so long since I've flown a 321. We load, which cargo bin do we load first in the 320? We load the forward, right? Yeah, we load the forward first. So get rid of the aft. Forward cargo, let's go ahead and take 4,000 pounds. We're getting heavy, huh? 2,000 pounds, but we don't need all that fuel. How much gas do we need? We shouldn't need nearly as much as what we got on board. Our ramp fuel today is 12,200 pounds. Oh yeah. That'll help. We'll go ahead and take 12.2 right on the button. Now we can get some more cargo in this bad boy. Well, not quite. They're pretty dang heavy. It's gonna be a heavy 321 today. I like it. Put this CFM to the test. All right, apply and apply. Here we go. Zero fuel weight, 166.5. That seems so low compared to what we've been doing in the 340, like 565 or 650. 166.5 and a CG value of 25.9. Block fuel on board 12.2. That is set. Get our fuel numbers. Couple of minutes extra gas there. 20 minutes.
Subscriber ahead.
Cool deal. We're doing a Flaps 1+F Toga takeoff 150 across the board. Thank you, Alejandro, for the subscription. 150, 150, 156. We're doing another PAX off, a fully yoga takeoff. Flaps 1. You know what? The Neos do like Flaps 2. Let's do a Flaps 2 takeoff. Flaps 2, and this Neo does require up 0.5. So in the non-Neo, you don't have to worry about this. And that changed our speeds. 140, 140, 145. I don't... remember the reasoning behind it, but the NEOs do like flaps 2 departures. If I'm using active sky, I shouldn't use the weather in Avitab. Oh. That's so much easier. What's active sky saying? Right now, 8 Celsius. And 050 at 4, 1022 no sig. Alright, we've got that set. Let's come back in here. What's 1022? 3019, close enough. 1022 no sig. 1022, 1022 is set. Let's call up ground, shall we? And hopefully we don't have to write anything down because I don't have a pen with me. Alright, we're going to call him up here in a second. Get ready to put the squawk code in.
Start approved facing north for orange liner 3051.
Inch on ground, good morning. Air Peach 357, like to pick up IFR clearance to Okayama. I can barely hear that guy. Oh, he's giving me a standby. Okay. We'll go ahead and drive away or hide all those guys. We don't need them anymore. They're being really loud outside. I gotta adjust that. I keep forgetting to do that. While we wait for him to come back with the clearance, let's fire up the APU. We have our fuel on board. Fuel tank pumps can come on. Verify that it is indeed balanced. 6161, yes it is. So much less complicated or less complex of a fuel system on this narrow body. Check that out. Compared to the 340, this is nothing. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Seatbelt sign can come on. Leave that forward one open. Are the Pratt & Whitneys and Leaps that much different in sounds? Not really. I would say the most significant sound is the startup sequence, or startup sounds are much different on the CFMs or on the Leaps than the Pratt & Whitneys. I like this airport. This is the freeware. I mean, you got your terminal here. I mean, this is pretty cool. That's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. When you say the NEO's like flaps 2 takeoffs, is it just for the 321 or 320? 320 is Orlando Mitch, 320 as well. Albert says hi from Barbados. What's up, man? Keep up the good work. We need 300 likes in the next hour. We're going to try it. We'll try for it. Long break from work, V1 Steve. I did. This was my first break. Now, the next couple weeks, the next 2 weeks are going to be pretty awful for me. So I don't know when the next stream will be. Oh, he messaged me. Ready to copy. I guess we're doing a text. Alright, oh, that's Rick's. Oh. I responded to someone else. Disregard. Alright, well, what else can we do? While we're waiting here, let's go ahead and look at our departure. We know we're probably going to get the what is it? A Gabo 1 Hotel. That's not it. Egbo 1 Alpha. Egbo 1 Alpha. We'll step through this. There's quite a few restrictions on this. So here we go. At or above 2,000, 5,000, 9,000. Climbing a left turn out. We're going to transition. That's a big one there. Yankee Kilo 130. So we got to make sure we make that left turn and not go out to O spot because we're going out to Egoba. There it is. All the way out and around down there. So that looks good. Livery reminds me of Wizz Air Team Vodka. I was thinking the same thing. It's almost like a Wizz Air knockoff. Or I don't know who would have knocked off who in that, but it looks like a Wizz Air. Any restrictions on the SID? Lost comm. Hopefully we don't have that. 6.5 climb gradient required. Ground speed, we know how to compute all that. We don't need to worry about that. We should be good. There is some terrain in the area. We'll go ahead and have terrain mode on. We'll turn down the terrain portion of that ND. We could start our, I guess we don't want to call a better pushback yet. Wait for a top altitude and a clearance. In-score readback requested for clearance. Yeah, I'm sorry. He was talking to someone else. He's going via chat right now. So he just gave another P-Chair 721 the clearance. So I'm still waiting for ours. Still waiting for our clearance, but our APU is on. We can go ahead and kill that. Let's go ahead and get some bleed on in here. Let's go ahead and get rid of the ground power. Here comes the air conditioning. We'll turn it down just a little bit. We have a full load of passengers on board today, so we'll keep it pack flow normal or high. PEA is Pan-European Air Service. Oh, man. Well, I totally screwed that up. All right, everything else is set up. We're just waiting on our clearance before we can do any checklists today. He'll be on the flight plan page. I'm on the perf page. Let's chill out here on the beautiful CARTA engine view, shall we? Does the APU provide any thrust? Well, you know what? Theoretically, theoretically, it's got to provide some thrust. Now, I'm sure it's less than. I mean, because it's a jet engine, right? So it probably, I don't know how many pounds, but no, it is not factored into anything. It does not, we don't use it for thrust at all. But I guess theoretically or mathematically, there's got to be some type of thrust that comes off the APU, but no, it's just exhaust for the most part.
Engine 089 radio check. And the further fire also, thank you. And Asian 089 clear of, let's copy.
Asiana, that's one livery I should have flown. I think we have to fly an Asiana flight before this is over, because I actually was contracted with Asiana to fly or to train their students, so I'm going to have to do an Asiana flight here. How do we get those CARTA engines? Is there a link or something? Bill, you know what? I did not put the link in the description. That's my bad. If you're in the Discord, there's a whole engine room dedicated to CARTA's engines. He's got Pratt & Whitney's, he's got Leaps, IAE's.
Orange 128, exit turning point, runway 33 left, via Romeo 4, Romeo 7, Alpha 4.
So he's going out Romeo 4. Alpha 7. He's going that way to 33 left. So
128 via Romeo 4.
We'll probably get Romeo Alpha, Romeo 12 or something.
Alpha 128 A1, then Alpha, then Alpha 4.
I can't believe I painted that color on a CARTA masterpiece. Max, I take it you don't like this livery then, sir? Super Groby, the criteria for flap setting, that is going to be determined via our performance calculator. So as crew members, at least where I work, we don't decide what flaps we're going to use, we get information back after we send all our load data. So we send out all of our passenger load, our fuel load, all the environmentals, and then it comes back and tells us what is our optimum flap setting for the barge. Bill absolutely comes with instructions. There's a lot of people here today. I guess it is a Saturday. I don't stream very often on Saturday. Is real Air Peach 321 NEOs have not been delivered yet, but at least we're enjoying it on the sim. Yep, I heard that they haven't been delivered yet, but I get there's a couple pictures of them, so maybe they're getting ready to fly. I'm not sure. I love this sound right here. Sitting here with the fuel pumps on, though. Very, very realistic. I feel like I'm sitting on a real 321. Alright. 9-inch on ground, Peach Air 357. Still waiting on clearance to Okayama.
Outfit 357, 인천ground, stand by for your clearance.
Roger, stand by, Peach 357. I feel so not legit calling up with a straight up American accent on a Peach Air. I mean, VATSIM controller, he's obviously Asian, or, you know, it just, I feel like everything, the immersion is there, and then I talk on the radio, and I'm like, man, I do not sound Asian at all. This is breaking the immersion for everybody involved. But look at that airport, though. Man, this airport, other than the volumetric grass that bricked my frames, got rid of that. This looks freaking awesome. Zach says, hey, Captain, I was curious about the rotor trim. In what instance would you ever physically use that outside of its automated adjustments? Zach, whenever you have an engine failure, or any type of structural failure for that matter, but an engine failure is when you're going to be using the rotor trim. I put my hand on that rotor trim every single takeoff. So it's V1, and then I take my hands off the thrust levers and they move down to the rotor trim lever. Because if you blow an engine right after V1, the first thing you do, establish directional control, rotate, and start trimming. Because it takes about 10 seconds holding that trim over on takeoff, you know, at a low flex, or worse, even a Toga takeoff, you're going to have a significant amount of asymmetric thrust. So you get your feet on the rudder pedals, you get the beta target centered, and while it's centered, you got to trim, and as you're trimming, that pressure is going to start being relieved off your foot. So that is the most common use of the rudder trim. Now, once the autopilot's on, it doesn't really matter. Bill says, I flew 321 not too long ago. Can't believe how quiet and smooth it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that guy pushing back. That's awesome. Nordwind. I wonder if that's just a weird VATSIM livery there, or that's actually something he's flying. I can't see the registration on there, but... The green tint is seriously the same as the terminal? That's awesome. A dream route in the 346 would be Denmark to Greenland. Ooh. The V1 fame has not made it into Asia. He's got to know who I am. I don't know, man. We'll see. He either knows who I am and he doesn't like me, or we're doing some type of spacing this morning, which is not good. I wasn't planning on being delayed.
Ranger Liner 3051, monitor Unicom 122.8. Have a nice flight.
Maybe there's something wrong with my flight plan.
Move to Unicom 122.8. Thank you
for your
services. Bye-bye. Altitude 357, clearance, let's copy.
Ready to copy, Peach Air 357.
Altitude 357, clear to Korea-Okayama, running 23 left, Echo Bowen Alpha departure, Echo Bowen 5. Maintain flight level 370, squawk 5513, respect.
Alright, cleared to Okayama via the Egba when Alpha departure Agoba as found. Climb and maintain flight level 370, squawk 5513 for beach air 357.
Altitude 357, readback is correct. Report ready for pushback.
Roger, we'll call you ready for push and start for beach air 357. Alright. I didn't know if I memorized it all. I was trying to type it on my other notepad, but it didn't really work. So we're squawking 5513. And up to 370 is our top altitude. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Beacon on, close the door, and we'll do a checklist. Windows, doors, and sides. They are closing on, beacon on, thrust levers idle, parking brake is on. 4-star checklist is complete.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
This is flight 478 taking you to Chicago. 2 hours and 53 minutes of flight time. Good morning. Welcome aboard.
Carter, yeah, we're waiting for clearance. We finally got it. We're out of here now. Vodka says he's looking up the my call sign. I can't find it. Uh-oh. Well, there was another PEA out here, though. I thought I saw... Yeah, see? There's a Peach 271. Oh, look at that guy taking off over the terminal. Hit the like button for that. If you're just tuning in and you just watched that Airbus take off over the terminal, hit the like button for that. That was awesome. Well, we're definitely not going to Chicago now. That'd be a long flight. There's our lat long coordinates. I wonder if they are correct. So if you're doing an INS flight, maybe you're in the 747-200, 727. There's your INS you need. This airport is seriously awesome. Look at this, though. Look at it. Is this the tower? Yeah, it is. I mean, this is payware quality for sure. He's looking down at us on there.
Ground airspeed 7200.
So he's ready to taxi.
Altitude 721, proceed turning point, runway 33
No dual
left,
cooling on this airplane.
Romeo 11, Alpha, Alpha 4.
Got notified late about this one. What's up, Aaron?
Bypass and in service. Release parking brake.
Inch on ground. Air Peach 357 ready to push 250.
Altitude 357, stand by to the traffic.
Stand by, Air Peach 357.
1128, make sure 33 left.
Monitor 128, monitor Unicorn 1 to the decimal 8.
Alright, 721. He must be in a NEO, taking forever to start.
128, 1228, have a nice day.
These engines need an update, says Carta. I'm telling you, man, every engine you put out is better than the last one.
33 left by Romeo Alpha.
I still think the Pratt & Whitneys look better. Both just in general.
Altitude 721, Romeo
And I like the
Alpha,
Pratt &
Romeo
Whitney
11,
fan, like the
Alpha,
inlet
Alpha
better. I do like the bump. The gearbox bump is sweet on the Leap. But I'm a Pratt & Whitney. Key 6, what's up, man? Says good morning. I'm watching your stream today from the back of a 321. That's awesome, dude. Welcome on board. They ordered LRs. They ordered an LR, Chris Scott. And that's what I have us set to, I believe, is an LR variant. Yeah, NEO LR. Faults are still set. Everything looks good. You know what I wanted to mess with, since we're sitting here with the engines off? I wanted to adjust with my Bravo. I want to move that climb detent forward a little bit. 6383, how's that? That looks good. Alright, I think there we go. Climb nav 1 FD2. What is this guy doing, man? Alright, let's push. Let's push.
discontinue the use of electronic devices and direct your attention to the flight attendants in the aisle as we go over the safety features of this Airbus 321 aircraft. There are safety information causing the seatbelts in front of you that illustrate the safety equipment on this aircraft.
Is there someone else behind us? No. Wait, is there someone else that I can't see? Like maybe on Microsoft Flight Sim or something? How's Peach Air 357 looking for pushback?
Okay, 357, second. Start about approved, base east on latitude 35, QNH 1028.
Alright, push and start approved, facing east, we'll call you back, ready to taxi, Peach Air 357. Alright, let's go, man! Engine mode selector to ignition start.
Altitude 357, QNH 1028.
1028, Peach Air 357, thank you, sir. Engine 1, let's roll.
Keep in mind that the closest exit may be located behind you.
Carter, yes, I'm using the Bravo.
If there's a loss of cabin pressure, mask will drop from the compartments over your seat and lavatory ceilings. Remain seated
Mr. Slot, sir, you would have to stay at the gate. Christian! Man, I hope you're feeling better. I think you said you were earlier. Good to see you here, man. I missed my slot. V1 doesn't miss slots here. Look at that detail down there. Looks pretty dang good. Yeah, I don't know about this purple, guys. I don't know. I don't know.
Then set along the perforated edge and remove the live vest from the pouch. Lean forward and place the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, fasten the buckle, and pull on the strap to tighten.
Nice particle effects there. Temperature dew point 8 degrees. We got a good start on 1. We're gonna have a long taxi out. Yeah, it's gonna be a little ways, huh? Any traffic out there? Well, the way this guy's been going, we'll just do a single engine taxi. How's that? Engine 1 started.
Federal aviation regulations require you compliance with lighting information signs, posted placards, and crew members' instructions, including the seatbelt and non-smoking signs. On airlines flights and non-smoking, smoking including the use of e-cigarettes or vaping devices.
Say again, course on clear. Engine 0890, second set up first, base east, QNH 1028.
Operation complete. Take parking brake.
Brake set, clear disconnect.
Connecting tow. Stand by.
You're in the voice too with the 2 goofballs, Christian. I'll see if I can be in there for post stream. We'll see when the stream ends here. I got some things I need to attend to, but 320 Sim would approve of the purple. Is he he's a whiz there? I don't know. Or just his, that's just his logo. Logo is purple. Alright. That looks good. He's disconnecting to flaps 2. What was our trim? I forget. It was up point something. What put it here? Up 0.5. What do we got?
So it's disconnected. Bypass then has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, why can't I move the trim wheel, yo? Let's see here. Quick adjustments on the... Let's put it on the side stick. Trim. There we go. 0.5 up. Set. Alright, he's pulling off the front. After start checklist engine IS off. Yellow electric pump is on. Rudder trim 0. After start checklist complete. We're flaps 2. Wait for the tow bar and the pin. There's the tug. No tow bar. Ferrari tug. There's the pin. Salute. And let's get out of here. In shock ground. Peach Air 357. Ready taxi.
Altitude 357, exit holding point 1832 left via Romeo Bravo, Romeo 11, Alpha 4.
Taxi holding point 33 left. Romeo Bravo, Romeo 11, Alpha 4, Peach 357. Alright. Let's figure out where the heck we're going.
721, monitor unit.
All right, so Romeo
Have a
Bravo.
nice flight. Good day.
What the heck is that? Romeo Alpha. I would imagine it's right here. Romeo Bravo. Romeo, anyway, he wants us to get to Romeo 11. So Romeo Bravo is probably over here. Romeo 11. Alpha 11. No, shoot. Romeo Bravo. Romeo 11, right here. Alpha Alpha. Oh no, Alpha Alpha 4. Alpha Alpha 4. Alpha down to Alpha 4. Okay. Gosh, that's confusing. I think we know where we're going. Brakes released. Taxi light on. I forget. Do I have nose wheel steering? Yes, I do. On my yoke. Single engine taxi. Let's roll. I got a transition to the left, I'd imagine.
Engine ground, good evening, Sputnik 1215. Sputnik 1215 in top ground, go ahead. Sputnik 1215, Airbus 321 at track 252. Request clearance to import, flight level 210. Sputnik 1215, stand by for your clearance.
Romeo Fox. I bet you there's a... Oh, there it is. Romeo Bravo. I thought that was an 8. Thank you, Vodka. I thought that was an 8. My eyes aren't working very well. That's just the thing you want to hear from your captain just before departure. My eyes aren't working very well today. Look, my pilot instincts made me turn right there. I wasn't even looking at a chart. How's that? I'm sure the FAA would love to hear that. Why'd you turn on that taxiway? Well, my instincts told me to turn on that taxiway. Ironically, I just watched that one, what was it, the Singapore Airlines 74 lined up on the wrong runway. Crashed in the construction equipment. God, that's awful. Romeo Bravo, Romeo 11 Alpha Alpha 4. Now we can do another drive-by. Fly-by, drive-by. Oh, look at that guy taking off.
115 clearance, let's copy.
Where the copy is not the consul inside?
Sputnik 1215 clear to info, runway 33 left.
I love seeing that non-engine, just motoring right there.
Maintain flight level 210, Hawk 5520.
So it's Romeo 12, Romeo 11.
Sputnik 115, Hawk 5.
Mr. Martini upgraded membership to commercial pilot. Well, thank you very much for your increased support there, Mr. Martini. Thank you very much, sir. I see you're already rocking 4 bars there, it looks like. 3 bars. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. There's something about taxiing single engine and moving on the taxiway without seeing the engine turn. I think that's cool. Something about that's cool. Captain, can you take my eyes back? They're defective. Shaq Oatmeal, what's up, sir? Good to see you, bud. Nice little stream last night on the V-Spirit career. Hope it all went well, man. I'm all off the taxiway up here. My E-cam looks so blank without 4 engines. I'm used to looking at that 340. Alright, as soon as we turn on the Alpha, we verify nobody's out here, we'll fire it up. Actually, we can see right now. Looks like there's no traffic. Let's go ahead and start engine 2. Yellow electric pump is off. APU bleed is on. Engine mode to ignition start. Pressure's building. And turning 2. Let's do it. PTU kicks on when the yellow electric pump comes off. Very nice to see that. Or hear that, essentially. Dimitri H. also upgraded membership to commercial pilot. Well, salute to you, sir. Thank you for the upgrade. I appreciate your increased support on the channel, bud. Alright, here is Alpha 11. Right hand turn, Alpha. Alpha. All the way down to holding point. I feel so tiny in this 321. Sounds like number 2 is coming online. There's our avail. Engine 2 started. That come off, that can come off. Everything is good. Let's go ahead and do another after start checklist. After start, engine ice is off. Fuel electric pump is off. Rotor trim 0. After start checklist complete. Roger. Flight controls. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right-ish. Neutral. Remember, that's just because of my rudder pedals. That's why it's not full. Alright, we'll start the chrono for that warm-up time. Alpha 4. Upgrade Saturday is a thing, Mr. Martini? Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. Try to get more polls out. Been polling the commercial pilots here for different aircraft, different liveries, so I try to tag everybody in the Discord when I put up a poll or something, like especially if it's just for commercial pilots. I'll load up a tag. So quiet. I don't know. I kind of like this air. I don't know. You guys like this livery? I think it's growing on me. It's growing on me. I think if it were one shade lighter, it would hurt my eyes. Asiana, that's cool. I should have done an Asia. We might have to fly back. Is there another airport in Korea that we need to fly to, guys? Because I would love to fly back to Korea one more time before heading over to China as an Asiana livery. VB Crump 20 coming in with a $45 bomb. Thank you so much, sir, for your support. I really appreciate that. It says, hi, V1. Once again, want to say thanks for all you do for the flight sim community. VB Crump 20. Hey, thank you, sir. I appreciate your support on the channel here. Very much appreciated. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. I do this because of you guys. I mean, I do this for fun for you guys. I want to bring my knowledge. I want to teach. I want to have fun with y'all here. And it's just, we're building a really good community, and I appreciate it. I appreciate your support, sir. Thank you. All right, Alpha 6, we're going to Alpha 4. We'll clear that off so we don't go direct 3-3 left, Romeo, Bravo, Alpha, Alpha 11, Alpha 4. Ask me how I've done that before. Right, your taxi instructions in here, then right after departure. Yeah, clear direct XYZ. You just go direct, and you input whatever you had on your taxiway, and then you screw up your whole flight plan. I've seen it because I've done it. All right, Asiana. What is that, a 7.6? Look at that. I'm going to slow down just to see that. I mean, the amount of years, I think I trained them for what, almost 3 years teaching Asiana. That's cool to see that. That's a cool livery too. I think I like that. That's, I'm going to need a Korea suggestion. Did I pass it? No, Alpha 4. Here we go. Alright, we're going to turn the taxi light off. Missed that scroll wheel support, I can tell you right now. Before takeoff checklist. Alright, gross weight comparison is complete. Here we are, 178.4. We got to do our after. We do max, takeoff, config, auto, forward. Gross wing first complete, pitch trim, 0.5% CG set, V1, VR, V2, flex. Off my side, 40, 40, 45, no flex set. Flaps config, 2. Controls check, ECAM memo, takeoff all green. ECAM status check, PWS is on, TCAS code set, TRA, cabin crew advised, mini brief is complete. Low line, runway, 33 left, confirmed. Fuel, 11.3 required, 11.8 on board. Engine mode selector normal, bleeds in packs. Packs are coming off, are set. For takeoff checklist complete, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. David G, welcome to Commercial Pilot, sir. Beautiful. The inch on ground. Peach 357, holding short 33 left, ready for departure.
Altitude 357. Going to Unicom 1.8. Have a nice flight.
Over to Unicom 22.8. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the ATC.
Good day.
Alright, 22.8 is set. Inch on traffic. Peach 357 departing 33 left. Inch on. Light it up. Let's roll. Cinematic taxi on. Pyongyang. I still love my 321. Alright, how do we do for a cinematic lineup? Not bad, a little off. Gosh, kill that Morse code. You guys ready? We'll do it from the engine view as well. Nose forward on the stick. Rolling takeoff. Packs off. Maximum yoga's in chat. All my members turn it blue. Here we go. Stabilize 50%. Yoga. Love it. Man, Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Okay. Get back on center line. I was trying to give you guys a cool view. V1, or rotate. You're up. Bye-bye. Oh! That is awesome. We're actually below our flyby. 4,000 feet a minute. I'll take that. Lower the nose. Here we go. Coming back. Thrust climb. Auto thrust. Pack 1. Give us about 10 seconds. Flaps 1. And it's about 10 seconds as well, so we'll go ahead and pack 2 is on. How's our cabin doing back there? 88 degrees. Let's go pack flow high. Sometimes I'll do that too if we're forced to do a packs off takeoff without the APU, and that temperature rises up. I'll go pack flow high there on departure. Get maximum power or maximum air in the cabin there. We hit our auto retract speed. That's pretty cool. We hit our auto retract on the flaps. Now we'll go flap 0 up takeoff checklist. In the turn we go. Oh, not quite. I thought we were turning. Definitely more responsive. I remember that 340 we took off that, what was it, the fuel dump stream. When we had all that fuel to go all the way to Anchorage. Definitely felt a little bit more sluggish. This feels good though. It's good to be back in my 321. Look at that, right on the frickin' line. There's Just a little bit of pressure. I need to get a new side stick dedicated for the Airbus. I'm kind of working on that right now, which reminds me, there's a company out there that makes the grip that I'm looking for. AP1 is on, flyby. Ooh, yeah. Beautiful departure this morning. Fabio, what's going on, man? Thank you for the 5 donation. Just did a short hop in Europe with this bird, waiting for the 340. Hype is real. Thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate it, sir. The hype for the 340 is real. No doubt about that, man. No doubt about it. Let's go ahead and turn. What is the noise? I'm getting environment ground, no weather. Yeah, turn the wind down a little bit. And the systems, we'll do 70%. 250 in the turn. We don't need the ground anymore. How we looking here? Any speed restrictions? Really nothing there. So there's 10,000. She wants to accelerate to 340. We'll see about that. Lights coming off at a 10. Ding the flight attendants. You're flying the INI 300. Can't wait for the 340. That's another good bird. That's another one we haven't flown in a long time. Is the INI aircraft. Do I plan to fly a long haul in the future? I don't think so, man. I don't think it's in my plans. What I want to do is move to Switzerland, fly a Swissair 340, and just, you know, do that for the rest of my career. But I don't think that's going to happen. So that would be the only plan I have for long haul. All right, we're on the departure. We're on Unicom, so what we're going to do, why don't we just cut the corner, huh? Cut the corner, shall we? Let's cut it to axis. Let's go direct. That's a nice shortcut. Where are you? Direct axis. Oh yeah, look at that. I'll save some time. Direct to, nav, in the turn. Bye-bye. I've seen the win-win grip, but that's not the one I'm looking at. There's another one out there that I'm looking for. Why do you put the wing lights on? I thought they were generally used for inspection purposes. Yeah, Aaron, definitely operator specific, and I probably should have checked for here in Korea. I know in Europe they get pretty mad at you if you have your wing light on. In the US, everything on below 10. Everything below 10. I mean, we believe in trying to be visual, not land on top of each other like happened in LA where a 737 landed on top of a Metroliner. So after that, there were some changes to lighting regulations below 10,000 feet and on the runway. But that was just a series of unfortunate events, that crash. But I know in Europe specifically, you don't use the wing light really unless you're inspecting the lights, and that's about it. Or inspecting the wings, I should say, for ice. Alright, 340 knots. Looks like she's going to do it. We're still above max landing weight. We still got about 6,000 pounds we need to burn off. 5.1 on the fuel. It's our estimate. That looks good. Alright. Let's enjoy the engine view here. Is it 220 long-range aircraft? Chris, I don't know enough about it. What's the 220, like, what, 600? But I don't know. I don't know enough data about that to be qualified to answer that question. Swissair doesn't. They're only called Swiss. Sorry. Cam, I agree. Hand flying the 1921 is a definite joy, as is in real life. I think, you know, I'm on a mission now. I am now on a mission to get the ultimate Airbus desktop setup with the side stick, with the throttles, and I'm trying to. I'm on an adventure here. I got something in the works that I'm working on. I gotta actually purchase it after this stream, and then I also have to purchase something else from Thrustmaster to to attach it, but I think there's something that's going to be exactly what our die-hard Airbus fans are looking forward to for as far as flight controls. I mean, we have the TCA stick. Yeah, it's good, but I'm telling you, it doesn't capture the feeling of the Airbus. It really doesn't. You know, it's the way, because the Airbus, when you hand fly, it's all about feeling that the side stick gives you with the, I don't know. The Warthog is the closest thing that I've ever felt to the Airbus side stick. So I wish Thrustmaster just made a grip for it, but I think there's a solution. More on that coming up in a future stream. What's up, Vincent? He says, I found the company that makes the side stick for Thrustmaster, HOTAS, and Orbit. Should be here next week. Can give a website. Vincent Krupp, I'm pretty sure I got the same website. I've pretty much been in contact with them. So I got busy and I forgot to complete part of the process. But yeah, Vincent Crump, I know exactly what you're talking about. The Garudin says, now you have so much light that some pilots mistake the taxiway with lined up aircraft for the runway. Yeah, Garudin. Well, that one was interesting. I know you're referring to the SFO near miss, or near crash, I should say. Yeah, that one was not good. That had a lot to do with human factors, though, unfortunately. That one had to do a lot with human factors, and they avoided a monstrosity of a disaster by not, I mean, it would have been a modern day Tenerife had that Air Canada landed on the taxiway with those heavies lined up ready to go. So it can happen. It can happen. You can't get complacent. We always got to be doing our checks. We got to be backing up approaches. We got to be putting in runways, even if it's a visual. D. Barty says there's a company in Poland that lets you have a home cockpit. Best part, you can order specific parts only. No solder installation. That sounds good to me. I mean, I got the office space. That would be awesome if I could get a full 320 cockpit in here. That would be awesome. But I'd make an adjustment to have 4 throttles just because I want to fly the 340 as well. But that would be something. Home cockpit. You know what I really think? I mean, I think home cockpit builders they're a different breed, especially when it comes to going all in and making sure it's exactly like the real thing. What I want, realistically, is I want a center pedestal, and because the center pedestal is pretty generic, I can use that for the 340, 320. You know, I can have a nice throttle quadrant there. You can even use it for Boeings, even though it has D10s. And then the quality side stick. I think we miss a lot of the Airbus feeling because we don't have a side stick that matches what's really in the airplane, other than the Warthog if you're flying right-handed. Now, the Honeycomb Bravo yoke, I think so many people enjoy flying the yoke-driven aircraft because they got their Bravo, and it really does add that extra level of connection to the airplane, being able to manipulate a yoke. And I'm not bashing Thrustmaster with the TCA side stick. It's a great multi-function, lightweight peripheral that you can use for multiple different airplanes, and you have multiple different options. But I want to have like a die-hard Airbus side stick and a die-hard Airbus throttle, but that's it. I don't need the whole shebang. It would be nice, but I like to fly so many different aircraft that I think I'd be better off with just a die-hard stick and a die-hard throttle quadrant. Wind wing stuff is about 500. Yeah, that sounds about right, Andre. There's a website that... What's the website? I have to look it up, man. Chris says, I forgot to remind you that Swiss is retiring the 340. Yeah, I was aware of that. If Edelweiss is keeping their 340, I think they're all going away, man. I really do. I really do. We're probably way past transition altitude. Yeah, we are. We'll go ahead and set standard. 1, 2, and 3. 25, climbing 370. Struggling a little bit in the climb out, but we're doing all right. She's heavy, 1,800 feet a minute. Looks like a smooth ride. We'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign up. No longer need terrain mode. What's our weather look like here? Anything that we got to worry about here? Let me go to the map view on SimBrief. Oh, there's a little bit of weather. A little bit of weather up there by our top of climb. Our descent into Okayama, is it Okayama? Okayama? Should be pretty good. Ever tried VR? No, I've not tried VR. Everybody raves about it though, that has. Andre, what's going on? It says, hey Captain, greetings from Europe. I was wondering, have you found the time to get married? Yes. I am married with 2 kids, man. Don't ask me where I find the time. Everybody who's been around this channel long enough knows that there has definitely been some lulls in the content. But when I get the time, I like to be here with you guys. See this, look at these clouds. This to me looks extremely realistic. This to me looks more, it's gonna make some people mad. These clouds are right here in this particular screenshot look more realistic than Microsoft Flight Sim, in my opinion. They're not as dramatic, no. Nowhere are they as dramatic, but these look more real, in my opinion. In my decade plus of years looking down at clouds, these look the most real. This could be a real shot. Now, when I get up close to them, yeah, I understand 2D flat, but right here, this looks pretty dang good. Team Vodka said there's that one in Spain that does the whole cockpit for 30K. Oh my gosh. Well, you know, if we reach 30,000 subscribers, and every single subscriber wants to pitch in $1,000, we can build a home cockpit. How's that? I spoke with one gentleman at Home Cockpit with Home Cockpits about sending me an FCU, but I guess that kind of fell through. Is that high performance or high quality active sky? ETOPS, let me double check. Options. Where would I check? Textures. Oh no, I don't want to restore. I'm pretty sure they're high quality. I'm almost positive they're high quality. Almost positive they're the high quality version. I don't think I can pull it up because it would reload everything in active sky right now. No mashed potatoes, oh yeah. I've only flown a 340 on a one round trip 2 days before return to the UK. Finnair 340. I've got a model of a Finnair. Is it a Finnair 340? I think it is. Departed Hong Kong from a parallel. Oh, my Finnair 340 departed Hong Kong from a parallel taxiway at night. Nice. Andre. Oh gosh. $1. Yeah. See, I told you guys, I'm not fully awake yet. If at 30,000 subs, it'd be $1 from everybody. It would be 30,000. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Andre. See, this is what happens when you have kids, man. I end up watching these. My children don't watch a lot of TV, but there's one out right now. It's called Blippi. If you're a parent out there, you probably know what I'm talking about. He was actually a former Air Force guy. He was a loadmaster on a C-17. He has these kids shows, and I love spending time with my girls, but sometimes your brain just, you lose that edge, you know? And when I'm not working, the worse it gets. So like when I go out on a trip, yeah, I'm rusty maybe a little bit the first day, but hey, by day 2, day 3, I'm sharp as a tack. I get home, I'm home for 5-6 days. By day 3 or 4 being home, it's hard to hold a conversation with my wife without saying weird stuff. I don't know. I think it's just the effect of kids on your brain. But that's funny, Andre. Thanks. If I could afford a home cockpit, I'd do something. I'd get a DC-3 or Concorde. Whew. You know what I would love is the 7.2. I saw a guy on YouTube with the 727 home cockpit. I thought that was pretty sweet. Full-blown 727. That might be what I would do. If I had unlimited funds, I'd build a 320 and a 727 cockpit. Blippi, shoot me now, says Shaq. You know exactly what I'm talking about, dude. Austin Kelly, welcome back to Commercial Pilot, sir. Glad to have you on board. So Chris Scott, I think it might be a thing. 1 to 200 scale. I think it's it. I'd have to go look. I'm pretty sure it's got to be it then. Vodka says, V1, I think if you did that and got 30,000 in sub donations, that counts as income and you have to report it and pay the extra tax. Oh, yeah. Well, I already do. So every donation that comes through, well, I should say that. So the way YouTube works is every super chat or anything that I make through YouTube is already, it goes through the whole tax process here. And then donations are the same way. They go through PayPal and then into business or whatever. You got to report it. But yeah, so it's YouTube takes, you know, from super chats and adverts, they take a nice chunk of that. All right, we're struggling to climb out here. What's our max climb? Optimum 359. Okay, so let's go ahead and just level at 35. How's that? We're gonna stop the climb 350. New cruise altitude. What? No, I said 350, didn't I? 350 is set. Our job is what we need to put in here. RJOB. We're going to go outside. 299 miles. We got about 40 miles or so before we need to start setting up for the descent. I've never once flown into this airport, so hopefully it's not too tricky. Let's take a look at this livery here. We got to do some livery analyzation. All right, we're going to do a little slow-mo. How do we feel about this livery? I got to look at it in the sun here as we rotate around. Let me change the camera up a little bit. There we go. Aline, you got the radio paddle from the Northwest 7.2? That's awesome. Look at those CFM leaps. Looking good, Carta. Yeah, you would need two friends, or two like-minded friends, or really long arms to reach the flight engineer panel. Absolutely right, Andy. Key 6, you're at 35 yourself? Nice. Alright, I mean, I gotta say, I don't know. I still don't know. I think it's missing something. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like it. I think they need like a pink nose or something. I don't know. I'll tell you what, it's not the worst livery I've ever looked at. I think the color might be slightly off. I think this color should be a little bit more on the red from what I've seen on Google. Not exactly sure. I'll put a poll in chat. Let's see. What do you guys think? Is it a 10 for 10 livery for you? Meaning, is it a... Do you like it or not? Is essentially what I'm asking. Do I know anybody at Spirit thinking about applying a Zombler? Yeah, man, I know people at every airline in the U.S. Just about. Hit me up on DM, man, if you want to apply somewhere. Three-tone purple. Tahiti 340 from Gemini Jets. That's nice. I got my first Gemini Jets aircraft a couple weeks ago. They're pretty nice. Ant Gib, I don't think so, man. Not with 190 people watching. White Nose is throwing it off for me. That's kind of what I thought. Like, I feel like there's something about this livery that's missing, that I don't know what would make it awesome. But it's close. It's very close. I just don't know what it is. Looks awesome except the paint. It's growing on me. I'm used to seeing Wizz Air going in and out of... See, so I like the Wizz Air livery. You know, I like the Wizz Air livery, so I don't have anything against purple or pink, whatever you call the Wizz Air colors. I don't have anything against that livery. I think it's a good-looking livery. I just don't know I feel like this one in particular is missing something. Seriously, you know, a Peach Airport sticks out like a sore thumb. Well, that's, you know, I get it. That's marketing, right? That's what Spirit Airlines has done with the yellow Airbuses. I mean, you fly into an airport, in particular, just off the top of my head, Chicago. If you go into Chicago and they have a full ramp on final, you just see kind of like, okay, grays and greens, and you see the runway, you see the terminal, and bam, you just see a big yellow blob of Spirit aircraft. I mean, it is marketing. Or Lauderdale is another one. You come in landing on 10 right, or not even 10 right. What would be the other way? 26 or 28, the other direction. Landing westbound, South Complex. You just see all those yellow tails out there. It's definitely a huge marketing scheme. I don't know. I guess I like it. I think I wish the Peach logo was bigger, maybe. Like, maybe it came all the way to, like, the H was down here. I don't know. Bigger titles? Yeah, like, maybe they make this bigger. It's close. It needs something or less pink. Alright, I got a question for you then. We'll end that poll. Gotta wait for YouTube to reload up here, and then we'll do one more poll. Let's go ahead and close this up. Let's start looking at our RJOB. Never flown in here. No idea what this airport is. 10-9 page. 9,000 foot runway. We got that. That looks good. And I guess no weather informations. Active sky is saying the weather conditions 310 at 3, overcast, oh no, few at 1500, broken at 8,000. So we'll be shooting the ILS down there. 310 at 3, huh? 310 at 3. We'll land 7 because we got the approach lights there. What's the approaches? I guess they're all to 7. Should we do a localizer only? Get ourselves in trouble? Oh no, hell no, I don't want to do that. That's way too much work. That's way too much work for a Saturday. We'll save that for like a Monday stream or something. Let's do an RNAV. RNAV RNP. Let's do an RNP. Ooh, that looks fun. Let's see how it does in RNP. Let's see, let's start looking at the box here. A little bit of weather showing off the right hand side. Let's go plan mode. Zoom down here. I want to see if we can look at our arrival. So we're coming in from the north. U-bar. Where is Benzie? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go fix info. B-E-N-S-E. It may not make sense to do this. Oh, not in database. Oh, B-E-N-E-S. B-E-N-E-S. The one that's 200 miles away. Let's see where that is here on the flight plan. See, it doesn't really make sense for us to go all the way to Benzie and do the RNP. What do the ILSs do? ILS Zulu. Oh, it's kind of the same thing as the LOP. They want you to fly a full procedure. Interesting. What's the Yankee? Yankee doesn't really work for us. That's coming from the southeast. Let's do the RNP. We haven't done an RNP in a long time. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to go destination arrival. RNAV RNP 07. Approach via Venice. Insert. And let's do this. Let's go from, what's before U-bar? Let's go Mihu. Look at this. Next waypoint is going to be Venice. B-E-N-E-S. We're going to connect that up. Insert. So now our flight plan looks a little bit better. We'll shoot an RNP. I haven't done an RNP in X-Plane in a long time. Have I got myself the rudder pedals yet? Miss Jungles, no. I have not yet. I'm still rocking my my SigTech Pro Flight pedals. They are on their, they're past their last leg. I don't know what's past them. They are on no legs right now. My rudder pedals are on life support. But I would rather spend the money and get a high quality Airbus side stick that I know is going to feel like the real thing, as opposed to my rudder pedals, which is probably not good for centerline control and crosswind landings and all that. But hey, I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about getting that side stick for some reason. But yes, I believe you guys were talking about the wind wing. The one reason I'm not looking at wind wing, or I looked at it, but I'm not. They've got the extra switch, little hat switch on the top. I want a die-hard, like, exact replica of an A320 side stick. And I know that's probably in the minority of people who flight sim, because I understand that it really limits the functionality. And if you're going to spend that kind of money on a side stick, it would be nice to have a little bit of extra buttons. You know, that's what I think Thrustmaster did a good job on the TCA. I mean, yeah, it feels like an Airbus side stick on the surface, and you've got the little hat switch, you got another switch on the top, you got the 2-stage trigger. I understand 100% why they did that. But for people who are kind of in the minority group and want to be a purist when it comes to the side stick, that's what I'm chasing after. So once I get the side stick set, I'm pretty sure I'm good with my Bravo thrust levers. The only thing that it's slightly annoying is the auto throttle disconnect switch is pointed, like on the 340, but if you look on the 320, see they're in like that. That's the only small little pet peeve. I'm splitting hairs now at this point, but I'm liking my Bravo thrust levers a little bit more than my TCAs. I don't know if I think it's mostly just because of the throw, the distance of travel. A Zorro mask, a Martinez, I think you're right, dude. I think if they had that eyebrow, what do they call it, the Zorro mask or whatever, like, or an eyebrow, I forget what the technical term is. That dark coloring around the cockpit, that might do it. That might make it look better. Steve, they're through the roof on replacement. Yeah, everything is up right now. Chris says, I've seen photos of a real air peach in that color tone, and some of them have magenta color tone. Interesting. Yes, I've been to Founders Plaza. And you live near Irving? Yeah, so when I was flying cargo, let me turn this down a little bit more. When I was flying cargo, turboprops, I'd land a lot on, what is it, 1-8 right. And that's right over Founders Plaza. So my wife would, that was before we had kids, before we were even married, we were just dating really at that point. We still had our Beagles, but she'd come to the Founders Plaza and watch me fly in and then pick me up from the airport, because we only had one car at the time, and she'd drop me off at 2 o'clock in the morning and come pick me up at 11 p.m. at night, or on certain days I'd have a day shift, which was nice, and those were the days where she'd come out and go to Founders Plaza. I haven't been there in a really long time, but yeah, it's good. Can you take the head switch off? I don't know, Garudin. I don't know. Do I still use the Thrustmaster Warthog stick? I put a weaker spring and love it. Dougal, I do not. I've switched completely to the left stick because I have the Bravos now, and when the TCA Airbus thrust levers came out, I wanted to keep my right hand on the thrust levers like I do in the real airplane. So I started, and that all stemmed from, I think, being off during COVID when I wasn't flying for a really long time. I started to develop the same muscle memory habits in sim world that in the real airplane, or backwards. So I was starting to misplace my hands a little bit in the real airplane because I'd been flying so much X-plane, and I was only flying, one trip every 3 months or something. So I noticed that happening, and immediately I said, okay, it's time to switch everything at home so it's exactly like how it is in the real airplane, because I don't want to have any negative training or any negative muscle memory. So that stemmed me, that started that's sort of the process of getting the thrustmaster, airbus side stick, and throttles, and now I've got the Bravo. So we're flying to Taiwan on the tour to Dynasty. We probably should. Well, I think we're definitely gonna head down to Taiwan, man. Why not? David Relic, I don't think you post links, but if it's from, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, she is definitely dedicated, man. It's, like I said, doing this job, and it takes, to have a relationship in aviation, it takes the right kind of woman. There's no doubt about that. But it is brutal there for a while. I mean, and so not only would she pick me up, or I'm sorry, drop me off at 2 o'clock in the morning. She'd drop me off at 2 o'clock in the morning, go back home to our apartment, go to sleep, go work a 9 to 5, and then pick me up at 11 o'clock at night when I got in. I only had a couple hours rest because my outstation was technically my rest station, so I would day sleep in my truck. I had my truck out at the outstation where I was flying into during the day. So I'd fly in, get in around 10 o'clock in the morning after I flew from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m., and then I would sleep in my truck until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and start it all over again. Fly through Oklahoma, back down through Texas, and the process would repeat itself. Yes, David, that's the one. But I don't want to, until I'm sure they're fantastic. I'm not discrediting them at all, but before I say that I'm 100% confident in it, I want to make sure I actually have my hand on a product. But that's what I am looking at, David Relic, absolutely. And I have full confidence that it is everything I anticipate to be, but I just don't, I know money is objective for everybody in different situations, and I know some people, it's every dollar you spend, you want to make sure it's exactly what you want. So before I give recommendations, I want to make sure it is exactly, or I know exactly what it is, what you're getting. But that is the one I'm looking at, David. Wingtip fences for the win. Key 6 posted it on Discord. Awesome, man. Robert S., you want a flyby? Dude, I missed it. Here we go. Of course, why not? I'm going to turn the sounds up a little bit. That was a little anticlimactic. Flyby, NEO, here it comes. That 321 NEO still looks sharp. 321 NEO with sharklets is a dang good looking airplane. I think it's the best one Airbus makes. 321 NEO with sharklets. I think it's the best looking Airbus that they made as far as the narrow body. 320 with wingtip fences looks a little bit meh. Why are we slowing down here? We've got a 130 knot tailwind. Let's see if we can bump that up. Let's go 8-1. Look at this, guys. We got 131 knots on the tail. Let's see if we can bump it up a little bit. Let's go 8-1 Mach. Are we eating anybody up? Nah, 271 is out in front of us. Let's see what we get our ground speed up to. What's up, Avidic? Good to see you, man. The Blue Bear says, many thanks to Miss V1 for tolerating the time you put in this channel. Absolutely, Blue Bear. I will let her know. Especially today, because my mom's in town this weekend, right? And if you know anything about in-laws, in-laws are always in-laws, and I kind of bailed on them. She's at home with my mom while I'm out here streaming with y'all, but it's good. I'm enjoying it. Feels good to be back in the 321. Feels good. Alright, we should probably start prepping for our approach because it is going to be fast approaching, no pun intended. Enter destination data. Look at that. It's my inner Airbus talking to me. Alright, so here we go. We got to set up for an RNP. Our job, 07, is the approach we are shooting. Got that set. Perf data. Next phase. The descent, I want to do 7-8 and 320. I'm going to set that up. Next phase, approach. Here we go. Active sky is telling me, and a quick refresh here, 310 at 3 on the winds. So we're going to have a little slight crosswind, not bad at all. Temperature of 10. And the QNH, 1016. What is that in America units? Oh, I guess we can't find out. I'll do it this way. $1016 is 3000. That is set. All right, let's look at this approach chart. Robert S., I think 90% of the people in chat are probably doing it. Robert S., they're always worth the effort, 100%. All right, final approach course will be 066 OB 751 at 3500 RNP DH. So RNP 0.3, we are RNP capable. We are going to do 1233. Set. Next phase. Oh, previous phase. BLS, approach final. Landing config full. Engine out 1200. What's our landing weight going to be? Expecting to lose 5.2 1,000 pounds. We're going to be right at max landing. Well, no, this is an LR where it's a little bit higher. I was going to say, on an approach like this, a flaps 3 might be the way to do it. Let's do a flaps 3 landing. I'm going to show you guys why here. So this approach, we're coming in. We're not at max weight because we're in the LR, but we're close to, we're heavy 321 on this landing. Now, we're going to look at a couple different factors why I'm going to choose to land flaps 3 here. My number one factor that got me thinking about flaps 3 is this approach. This RNP is calling for a 180-degree turn on final. OB 751 is 3,500 feet, which if we look at the field elevation is, let's just call it 1,000 for easy math. So it's about 2,000 feet above the ground. I mean, it's not super low, but it's a relatively low turn there. So high gross weights, high bank angles, sometimes that VLS can come up and bite you. So that immediately got me thinking, well, let's do a flaps 3. But before I decide on flaps 3, there's a couple other things we must take into account. Number one is going to be runway length. We got 9,800 feet available for landing. 9,800 feet of dry runway is plenty enough for me to consider a flaps 3 landing here. Now, dry runway, 9,800 feet. Like I said, we are a little bit heavy though. So what's that going to do to my brakes? It's going to heat them up. Outside air temperature is now another factor I'm looking at. Right now we're looking at 10 degrees Celsius on landing. That's not very warm at all. So all factors considered, I would consider this approach safe for a flap 3 landing. So we're going to select flaps 3 up there. We're going to come into our McDo. We're also going to select flaps 3 here, config 3 for the approach. See, our VAP is now bumped up to 153 knots. As far as the descent, which we're going to need to start coming down, bend this is at 4,000. Let's load up 4,000. Let's go ahead and mash it. And we'll go ahead and mash that. Mach descent. We were doing 562 over the ground. I love to see that. JipWhiz flaps 3 is set. Engines are spooling back. Love it. What is our transition altitude? Does it have it up here? 14,000. It's already set. Trans level 14,000. All right, so let's brief this approach. We are not going to need our LS push buttons on this approach. We're going to be an app nav. We're going to go final approach mode. We'll arm it. We are config 3, progress, estimated. Right now we don't need to change this. We'll make sure once we get down to the terminal environment that we are at 0.3, because this requires an RNP 0.3. We're actually below that right now, look at that. We're estimating 0.04. So RNP required is 0.3. We're definitely going to meet that. That should be good. All right, so in the turn here, now we have to talk about our aircraft configuration. This approach seems to be right about 3-degree path according to the chart here, so it doesn't look like there's anything abnormal. Right here you could see at OB751, final approach fix inbound, it is indeed a 3-degree path down to the missed approach point, which is runway is 07. Now, keeping all of that in mind, max 185. Looking at there's no restrictions that are going to prohibit us from configuring on schedule. On this approach chart, no restrictions prohibiting us to configure on time. We'll probably look to meet that same window, flaps 2, 180 knots. Upon reaching 2,000 feet, we'll manage the speed, go gear down, and flaps 3 for landing. So that looks like it's going to work out just fine. We'll see how the airplane does. I've never flown this approach in next plane, never flown it in this airplane. We'll see how it does. We got a PAP on the left, ALSIF 1 lighting. If we have to go missed, straight out, 4,000 feet, OB753 out to Venice intersection and hold. We got left turns in the hold there. We can verify that if our flight plan page, scroll all the way down. Venice hold, left turns, 225, and the speed. Beautiful. All right, approach briefing is complete. Any questions? No questions. Down we go, flyby. Anybody want some coffee? Yes, I would love some Team Vodka. Wow, look at that crosswind, man. Mr. Hills will have a coffee, white, 1 sugar, and a donut. I'd love a donut right now. I hear there's also fuel conservation advantage for using flaps 3. Cam, there is, but what does the note say? Let me think about it. I gotta look it up. I got my iPad right here. I remember reading a note about flaps 3. Basically, yes, it is. There does save you a little bit of fuel, but that is nil compared to one other factor. I can't remember if it was landing distance or brake temperature wear or something like that. Let me see if I can pull it up before we land. But right now we're at 27.2 on the descent. Looks like we're going to be going in a little bit of some chop. A little bit of light chop there. We'll turn that seatbelt sign on. Prepare for the landing. Let me log in, see if I can find out the flaps 3 recommendation here. You're absolutely right. It does indeed save some fuel, but that shouldn't be your main factor. And there's not one factor to do a flaps 3. If you saw how I worked through that, I literally talked through exactly what my brain went through when I decided to do flaps 3. I saw that 180 turn on the chart. Okay, this would be in the realm of a flaps 3 approach, but I got to look at some other things. Runway distance, runway condition, outside air temperature, terrain. So those are all factors that I've looked into. Let me look here. Techniques. Landing flap settings. There are many factors that influence landing flap selection, and the decisions remain at the discretion of the flight crew. Here we go. Advantages, well, learn English. Advantages of landing config 3 include, this is straight out of the book, improved handling and strong crosswinds or gusts, not really a factor today. Improved wind shear escape performance, that's a huge one, not really a factor today. Improved one engine inoperative go-around performance, go-around config 2, that's what I was talking about, terrain mode. Really don't have any terrain to worry about, but it's always good to keep in the back of your mind. A go-around, pop an engine, always something to keep in the back of your mind. More economical operation of the aircraft, so that's what you were asking about, Cam. Definitely more economical to fly flaps 3. And U.S. Airways, but I believe it or not, was a standard flaps 3 321. Approximately 4 decibels of noise reduction at approach thrust with reduced emissions. Now, so the note I was looking for, it was under the advantages of a flaps full landing. Goodbye, Captain Scoop. I don't know why people want to do that. Like, anyway. So the advantages of config full, they say faster deceleration of VAP, slightly lower VAP, less than 10% average brake energy reduction, small reduction in direct maintenance cost of tires. So, and then the note says the above 2 cost savings are minor compared to the cost of fuel. So even though you save money with brake reduction and tire maintenance, it is still minor compared to saving fuel, which you would save doing a flaps 3. So you're right. So I was looking at config full. So the flaps 3 is definitely more economical. But we got that. We got our briefing complete. Is that a teardrop entry for the missed approach hold? I believe it is. The airplane were you talking about this hold here? You could do a teardrop or you could do it direct. Either one would work. Open up. Come in with 179. Oh, wow. What's the RUBs? Thank you so much, sir, for that. He says it's a thankful super chat.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate your support here. What was that? It's going to bother me. I got to look it up. Russian ruble. Okay, that's what I thought. Russian ruble. Thank you for the 180 Russian rubles with the thank you super, or what is that, a super chat sticker. Glad you're enjoying the content. Thank you for your support. I very much appreciate that. Thank you for the new subscribers, too. Appreciate it. A lot of new subscribers last couple days. 340's got a lot to do with that, pushing it out. So if you guys like that content, you like Airbus content in general, just flying around, I do invite you to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Try to do things a little bit different here. You know, I try to get some fault scenarios in there. We didn't have any faults today. We always fly with random faults on. But I'm still coming off that high from that A340 fuel dump stream. That was so fun for me. I don't know why. I think it was because it's just so unique. I don't think I've ever streamed or watched any stream of an airplane in a hole dumping fuel. And it sounds so benign, and it would be really annoying for the flight crew in real life. But to just do it for the first time alive with you guys, first time I dumped fuel on the 340, so it just was fun. It was a really fun stream. Cam says, thank you for the thorough explanation. I never get enough of your vast knowledge of the Airbus. Well, thank you, Cam. I didn't have all that information memorized. I was reading, so I did not memorize all that. Give credit to the book. Yeah, I was reading some of that. But yeah, those are all factors that you keep in mind. For me, on like I said, on a realistic standpoint of operating the airplane, I look at those other factors that we discussed on stream. You know, what is my terrain? What's the outside air temperature? What's the final approach segment look like? Those are all things I'm looking at. You know, economical operation of the aircraft. Yes, that's nice. Less emissions. Oh, that's nice too. But realistically, when your butt's in the hot seat, you got an airplane strapped to you with 200 plus passengers back there counting on you to get them down safe. The last thing I'm thinking about is my emissions. I got to be honest. So, but it is there. All right, 13-1, transition, 10-16 set, 10-16 set. Seatbelt sign is on. Let's do an approach checklist. Briefing complete, approach stable by. Field elevation is 790, call it 800. Approach stable by 1,800 feet. So we want to be flaps config 3, gear down on speed. Engine anti-ice is off. You know what, we're kind of flying through some here. Let's go ahead and turn these on since we're flying through. Engine anti-ice is on. Altimeter is 10-16 set. Approach checklist complete. Flyby. Just bought the 321. Told us, where do I install Navigraph? Dave, it's your default X-plane, I believe. Someone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you do the Navigraph update to just your X-plane, where you update everything, that's where Tolus will take the update from. It uses the default path. I think I'm saying that correctly. Default path for your Navigraph data, so you don't have to have a specific folder for Tolus. But congrats on your 321 purchase. I think you're going to love it. Alright, 10.4. Let's go ahead and light it up. We don't have any ATC on, so we're just going to go ahead and turn on all the lights today. I missed that scroll wheel support like in the 340. I sure miss it. 10,000. Flight attendants, please prepare for the landing. Let's go spoid brakes. Alright, select speed, activate confirm, required 0.3, so our accuracy is already in the requirement. There's our VDEV. Now out of curiosity of my own accord, look at that, app nav out final in blue. So we're already in app nav. I'm going to help her come down just a little bit. It's going to be a tight turn on the... See how she handles it. Not bad at all. Go terrain up on the ND here. Alright, we got our LDEV, VDEV, out final blue. Ryan, made it back before landing? Excellent. Welcome, sir. I would say it's gone well. It's been a very refreshing, uneventful stream thus far. We're setting up for the RNAV RNP runway 07 here in Okayama, Japan. I could go for some sushi tonight. I think I'm going to get some sushi tonight. I'm going to live the Asia Pacific tour. I'm going to go get some sushi. We got some really nice Japanese hibachi style restaurant that we like to go to. James says, I don't know if I could be a commercial airline pilot being responsible for all those hundreds of souls on boards. Well, James, you know what, at the end of the day, the flight crew are the first ones to hit the ground, so yeah, you're definitely looking out for the people behind you, but you're up front, you're watching the show, so you tend to forget about it a little bit, but it does make you feel good when, you know, you kind of get accustomed to aviation and, you know, you land, say, in a storm, just an average storm. You land, you don't really think much of it. But as the passengers are deplaning, they're all saying thank you and, oh, that was a great job. And you could tell they're relieved. When you see that, it is a nice satisfaction for the crew when you get to see that, because sometimes you forget that, hey, you know, some people in the back may have never flown an airplane before. This might have been their first flight, or they might be, you know, they might not be a frequent flyer. So it's always nice when that happens. All right, we're gonna go ahead and keep the spoid brakes out because we're gonna have a hard time slowing down. I can tell you that right now. Spoid brakes are out. Scott, did your first flight on VATSIM? I was sweating. Awesome job, Scott. Congratulations, sir. We were right at green dot and our flap speed, so we'll go ahead and pop it out. Team Vodka. Sushi 45 minutes north of Dallas. Yeah, nope. Hey, man. It's not as bad as you may think. I'm serious. Is it the freshest sushi in the world? No. I think I'd rather have sushi in Dallas than in Minneapolis, though. Come on, man.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Tickloon Wee, welcome. Thank you for the subscribe, man. At or above 3,500. Check. All right, we're on the approach. We're cleared approach. I'm going to set... this is a technique here. You could set 3,500. But as I'm going to set 1,000... I'm actually going to set 900. Because that's... Depending on where you work for, you may have a... Well, never mind. Now we already went final lap. So I was going to set minimum autopilot height. But since we are final lap, we're going to go into our missed approach, which is 4,000. So final lap, 4,000 blue or 4,000 white is set. Let's go ahead and manage up. Start slowing down. So we set 1,000 feet, so 3,000 feet would have been our 2,000 foot window. I managed the speed here just a little bit early because we have a 185 knot restriction. So let's go ahead and see if we can expedite that. Flaps 2, gear down. Here we go. Ooh, right on the limit on that S speed. Well, we blew that restriction. I got caught sleeping there, sitting on S speed, waiting for flaps 2. VFE minus 10 flaps 3. Flyby. Here comes the bank angle check. He's doing a great job holding this RNP. What's our VAP supposed to be? 153. I'm going to give myself a few extra knots. I'm going to go 155. It's doing what it's supposed to do, but I'm going to give us just a few extra knots. 155 is set. Stand by on the landing checklist. I feel like we're really high, but I guess we're not. That's part of the FMS2 update that's coming. At white instead of blue, missed approach altitude. This is pretty cool. Nothing like doing an RNP approach from the wing view. Bank angle check. She's holding 10 degrees. We're looking good. There's the airport. I just saw the beacon over there. At what height should you start the flare in an air body? Do your throttle idle first or after? My technique needs work. It depends, Tyler Smith. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It depends on the energy status of the aircraft. You know, if you got a few extra knots there, you may pull them to idle early. If you're a little bit behind the power curve, you may hang in there just a minute. But right about 50 feet, you should start thinking about that flare. 30 feet, definitely you need to be in the flare. All right, here, no more attention to chat. Let's watch this approach. Thing is looking good. I hope I don't accidentally bump my Toga. Can I take these off the throttle quadrant? I gotta take these little red throttle things off. Yeah, I didn't want to accidentally bump something on my thrust levers there. All right, landing checklist. Cabin crew is advised. Auto thrust, speed, ECAM memo, landing all green, landing checks complete, flyby. Beautiful R&P. Beautiful job on the airplane here. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna try to pitch 357 short final for runway 07 Okayama. I can see him taxiing back. Now let's go ahead and hand fly it. Autopilot off. Oh, didn't have it bound.
100 above.
Autopilot off.
Terrain.
Flight director's off. Give me the bird.
Minimum.
Maximum birds in chat.
Terrain.
Oh, let's get back on center line now. You see, looks like the course might not have been exactly centered. Down sloping runway here. Don't hit the tail on this one. A little bit high, correcting.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Jeez, that runway just ran away. Reverse screen. Manual braking. Used on the reverse thrust here pretty hard. Now I'll touch the brakes. I'm gonna go to the end. 70 knots. No need to smoke the brakes, especially on a flaps 3. No need to smoke the brakes. Let the reversers work all the way into 70 knots if you can. 255, 61 feet above, 3 feet from center line. Not too bad. Wow, this looks interesting here. Go ahead and taxi over those taxiway lights. Interesting scenery situation here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Okayama. This airplane, someone in chat was asking about how does the airplane feel to taxi on the ground. I can tell you right now, 321 feels lighter to taxi on the ground than the 340. I was saying it's probably pretty hard to mimic that if you're not actually in the airplane, but you know, just idle thrust, we start rolling around here, pretty good speed, 13 knots, so that's pretty good. All right, we're clear of all runways. Let's clean it up. Floater, definitely, Max. That's another part of that flap 3. Well, we left the engine anti-ice on. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. That's all right. We'll clean all that up. Terrain mode off. Disarm U. Taxi to the ramp. Brakes hot. What are we at? 320. Not bad at all for a flap 3. So, flap 3, a little bit faster, definitely going to have a little bit more float. Definitely have a little bit more float. I could see that runway just running away from me. Down there, but I didn't want to pitch up any more. We might have nabbed just that end of the touchdown zone. But that's something to really think about as well, kind of what I was talking about. Don't get on the brakes right away. Flaps 3, I'm really rarely, if ever, going to use auto brakes on a flap 3 landing because you're going to have a higher true airspeed, you're going to have a higher ground speed, which means your brakes are going to heat up even more. So look, without brakes, I was pretty light on the brakes. We're at 360. That's pretty normal. That's not that hot. Just trips the ECAM at 300, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll wait on the fan until we get to the gate. But if you were to use auto brakes in that situation, you would be smoking those brakes. You'd probably be looking at 450 plus right now, at least, going back to the gate. So if you do decide on a flaps 3, make sure you check your brake selection. I'm not saying you can't do it. There's no limitation against it, but remember, good technique is what we're looking for. Good technique. Look at all the aircraft over here. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and kill that. Let's go ahead and fire up the APU. We'll park next to, let's park next to Jetstar or the Austrian. What is that? That's a 321. Let's go park next to our 321 buddy over there. And I want to park next to a 7.3. Cut across the ramp. 340 flare. It maybe. Oh, check strobes. Come on. Rookie. rookie with the strobes there. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Safety zone is clear. I got a taxiway sign right in the non-movement area. That's good. Alright, at the gate, let's go ahead and hit the brake fan. We don't have any marshaller today, so we'll kind of do our own thing here. I think that's about center line on the real airplane. What are we looking at? Oh, look at that. I said that's about center line on the real airplane. Right on it. Where's the 321 mark? Right, one more. Brake set. Lights are off. Oh, we never started the APU. Way to go, Phantom. Way to go. External power's on. Engine 2. Engine 1. Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Japan. He blinded half of Swissport. Beautiful flight. Beautiful approach. That was fun. That was a fun approach. We have a number for you to write down. Carta, I hope that number is 1-800 CFMs for me. I'll copy that number down. All right, let's look at the replay. And then we're going to get out of here because I have to get to something here later. Let's go ahead and, well, we don't need to do that sound just yet. Let's back it up. All right, here's good. Nice ortho, huh? Vacated the spot just for me. Thank you, D1. I appreciate it, sir. Richard, hi from the UK. Love watching the 340 videos. Thank you, man. There'll be more to come. There'll be more 340 videos coming. Don't you worry. I have a feeling we're going to fly that airplane a lot on this channel, even if it's short hops. I would love to fly it all around the US when we get back there, because the 340 wasn't really, to my knowledge, I don't think any US carriers really flew the 340, did they? At least not in modern day, so I'd love to take it into San Diego and Portland, Maine, Washington, D.C. You're going to be seeing a lot of 340 on this channel. Alright, so there we go. On final, we're looking good. I bet this would look really good with some ortho. Thank you, Cam. I appreciate that, sir. Appease the mother-in-law. It's a doghouse for me. Max, yes. You know exactly what I'm getting at, my friend. Thank you, Dougal. Take care, brother. Yeah, we had a lot of speed coming over the numbers. Wow, look at that float, huh? Whew. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That is pretty sweet. Just listen to the sounds. That's one thing I love about the sound. When you hear the thrust come to idle and you're just floating along the runway. That is cool. Listen to this. Throttles come to idle and we're just in the float. It's pretty neat. That's cool. All right, let's see how we did outside. Look at this. We can't even see the airplane. That's why we floated so much. Part of my bad flare, too, but... Can we even see the touchdown point on this slope? I don't think we can. Nope, I gotta zoom forward. Wow. Hold on, this will be a cool view right here. So we're not quite at the threshold. We're right here. We'll watch this one, and then I'm gonna play some sail. We'll get out of here. Some Sands Casino 340s in Vegas? Oh, Blue Bear, I think that's a great idea, sir. Idle. Yeah, I mean, that was Just runway ran away from me there. Holy crap, that is a slope. That is a slope and a half. Alright guys, I'll leave you with a couple more replays here. I really enjoyed the stream. It felt good to be back in the 321. Thank you for hanging out with me on this lovely Saturday morning. I normally don't stream on Saturdays, so good to see everybody here in the chat, all the usuals, all the regulars. Whoa. Everyone else new to the channel, thank you for popping in. If you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button for me. Mods, shout out to y'all. Thank you for keeping everybody in check. I do appreciate that. All the new members, all the upgraded memberships, all the donations, thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate your support on the channel. Everyone else hanging out and chat with us, I love you guys just as much. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. That was a pretty good touchdown. That seemed pretty textbook to me. I really got no issues with that one. Probably could have been softer, of course, but not bad. All right, until next time, y'all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'm the one. See ya!